Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Nasir Soft. In this video, I will talk about some very important topic, that is geofencing. Okay, so in this video, with the well-defined data set, I will show you a full demo with code. Okay, so first of all, we need to install the some basic Python libraries in order to use the geofencing in Python. The first is you need to install the pandas. So I installed it through pip command, that is pip install and pandas. Okay, so this one. After installing, I also install the geopandas, portlay express and matplotlib. Okay, dot py plot. Okay, after installation these some necessary libraries. Okay, if I go down, we need to install, this is not mandatory. Okay, so if you want to basically download the code from the server or in order to unzip it, then this command will help you. But in this case, I have already downloaded the data that is inside my data set. This is the two files, CSV files. Okay, so mostly in this tutorial we will work on the go track and this track points file. Okay, this is Excel file. Inside this file we have the latitude, the longitude, the track ID and the time. Okay, these 5 attributes. So after this, here we need to import the pandas, geopandas, portly express and matplotlib necessary libraries. And for example, the GPD is abbreviation of the geopandas. Okay, if I zoom it, the portly express abbreviation is px, the matplot abbreviation is plt. Okay, so from the using the pandas, so I read this CSV file. Okay, that is track points. And if I head this, here you can see that we have latitude, longitude, track ID and time. Okay, so first we need to convert it inside the geo data frames. For this, through the geopandas library gpd dot geo data frame. Okay, here basically we provide that specific data, that is df, and the geometry and something like. Okay, we define the latitude and longitude and it will convert it to the data frames. And here you can see that it make basically a geometry attribute. Okay, or column, and inside this, here you can see that it define the this one. So basically here we define this thing. The next, we plot is using the plotly. Okay, and this is access token. You can just copy and paste this access token of plotly. And if I plot this, here you can see that we have this type of basically our latitude, based on the latitude and longitude, it plots this thing like inside the map. Okay, so here when for example I only want this type of area, so I basically apply the geofence on this. I will show it to you. Okay, so the next, for example, if I only want a specific region from which I basically analyze the data. Okay, for example this latitude, so I will provide some check if the latitude or longitude is greater or less than something like. Okay, so here I will show it to you. So this lines basically done all the things which I described. So through this data frame, if the latitude is less than equal to 10.80 and longitude is greater than equal to minus 37 point, only basically we limitize the data. Okay, and after that if I plot it, here you can see that only this is showing. So basically we are only interested on this type of data that exists inside this latitude and longitude. Okay, so after this, now we will move to the geofencing. Okay, for the geofencing inside, if I go here inside the geofencing, here you can see that this is the .geo.json file. Okay, so basically inside this file we define some fence. Okay, I will show it to you. So through the gpf dot with the geopandas library, we read this specific .geo.json file. And if I click on if I execute this, what is inside the now polygon variable, then inside the polygon variable, this is the latitude longitude with geometry defined. So basically if you study the geo.json file, basically we define some fence. After that, for example, through that specific fence, okay, that is inside now Polygon, if we plot our data, here you can see that our data is like this one, okay, and here you can see that the mask is also applied, okay. So dot if through the Polygon, if I what is the geometry, the mask is something like it's showing us this, okay. So this is very important point, get points, okay. This code is mentioned in video description link. You just go to that specific, click on that specific link in order to download or copy this code, okay. So try to understand this code, okay. So you will all the code is provided to you. So this is the get points within the mask. For example, if I write a variable that is pip mask geofence, and through these geopandas libraries, if that is inside the mask, only show me that specific points that exist inside this mask, okay. So within command is this, and if I after that, if through this variable, if I count, show me the counts of variable, that is basically within return us the true and false value. If for example, if that specific latitude and longitude points exists inside the fence, it will show us the false, otherwise true, okay. So overall false values are this and true values are 1011, basically 150, okay. So if I create a new column, that is geofence, okay, and just for example show me the sample data. For example, if it exists inside the point exists inside this fence, show me the false if not exist, and only show me the true if exists, okay. For example, if I sample the 20, for example, show me the 20, here you can see that somewhere is true is also. It means that through this command, it will basically if the point exists inside the mask, it will show us the true, otherwise false, okay. So one thing more before the plotting, for example, we will basically replace the false with out and true with in, okay. So it just this line of code just replace. So after replacing in and out, okay, if through this px, okay, if we by using the scattering map box method, if basically if I show it the fence inside the map, okay, here you can see that it shows me like this, okay. And after this basically if I track the show me after fencing apply on the map, you can specify the track ID. For example, only show me the track ID 21, okay. So with this get more function method, if I execute this, here you can see that it's showing me this. And if I zoom out, for example, here something more, okay, here you can see that if I play this one, here the track ID 23, it will show us with animation. So this line of code is for animation. Here you can see that inside that specific fence we will track a specific ID with animations, okay. So this is how you can apply the geofence in Python, okay. So this code is mentioned in video description. You can just copy and paste that specific code. If you have any question, you can the question link is also mentioned in video description link. You can just go to that specific link, and inside the comment section of that my website, okay, you can ask your question, or you can ask your question directly inside this video comment section. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for more informative videos. Stay blessed. Have a nice day.